Hi, everyone. I am really excited today to bring a guest speaker on to speak to you guys. I was first introduced to Delia Rusu by a business partner and a friend of mine, and I just love the work that she's doing with kids and teens. For me, raising two daughters who are 9 and 10, raising them to be resilient human beings who can battle the challenges and the communication challenges that they're facing on an everyday basis in school and sometimes at home is important. And I think many of us have days where we struggle with this area. I want you to imagine for a second if you could give your children the tools and resources to develop powerful self-esteem and unstoppable self-confidence so that they feel worthy, happy, and prepared to battle life and to create a wonderful life. That's something we all want. I think we can all agree on that. And Delia is a wisdom coach, and I wanted to bring her on to have her talk to us about how she works with children and teens who struggle with low self-esteem and lack of confidence. She's a mother of two teenage girls, so she's experienced this firsthand experience, and she's sharing her tools and her programs with us today. So Delia, thank you for joining us. Tell us a little bit more about what you do, and if you could share some tips for us in this area, we would love that.
Thank you. Thank you so much for the intro, Wendy. I am super excited and grateful to you as well to be able to come live today to talk about what I offer and what I do. Indeed, powerful self-esteem and confidence, those are skills that are not enough taught in schools. We see that we're starting to see more and more schools realize the importance of the skills, but it's just not enough taught in schools. And for parents to do this, we always take on ourselves. I am a parent as well. As you said, I have two girls, and I always try my best to teach them this skills as well. But most of the time, we have our own things to do, and we tend to focus. I notice a lot of parents on the area of respect, the way they, the way kids just know how to be and how to behave, especially, and not enough on actually for them to be what they can be. And one of the reasons is because we haven't been taught ourselves, I'll be honest. And it's not that our parents have absolutely no fault in this. They did the best they could with what they knew, and we're doing the same right now. And here is where I come as a wisdom coach for children, a partner to parents and to families. Just imagine the way you don't teach your child unless you know how to be, let's say, a soccer coach, but you hire someone, right? You go to the best if you want your child to be able to play soccer in this case, or I'm just thinking dance, right? You would just take lessons. You'd give your kid lessons on dance instructions and stuff. You wouldn't do everything yourself. The same way a wisdom coach, and I'll explain a little bit about this, is able to come with the tools, with the resources, and to be honest, without the attachment, the emotional attachment that we have as parents, and trying to teach our kids everything and becoming frustrated and just wanted for, can somebody just help me in this because I can't take it anymore, right? We've been there many times. So as a wisdom coach for children, I get many times questions. Okay, what exactly do you do? What are you doing? Is this counseling? Why is this not parenting? Many parents actually feel bad, and they feel that, oh, I failed as a parent and I need to go and, my kid needs to work with a coach. Please don't feel that way if you are in this situation. I am a partner. I am somebody that can help you with the system that I'm using. The system is called the Wisdom System for Coaching Children. And from Adventures in Wisdom, which is a company, we are number over 100 coaches around the world, and we teach this system in 30 countries, from US, Canada to Australia, New Zealand. And what is great about this system is that it's not judgmental. It's not a way that kids are put on the spot. It is a wonderful story-based system for children. And we have activities and we have fun things that kids, they don't even realize that they're learning this amazing life-changing skills, because we're doing it in a way that is fun and that is attractive to them. And they just, basically go home learning some things by playing almost, and by doing arts and other activities that are important to them. So we play with all these senses. And they're never put on the spot in a situation that maybe we teach confidence. They don't feel that they're not enough just because it's not about them. It's a story that we read and we discuss, and we repeat. Repetition is always the key to learning, right? So we practice throughout the 27 skills that I teach. We over and over again re-practice and discuss this skills, and it just with every single lesson and with every single session that they have with me, they understand better and better these things, and it gets into their system. Like the most amazing thing that happens to me is when I hear a child saying something and they make it as if it's something that they thought of themselves, because I know that basically that skill is just so instilled in them at that time. They don't even realize that they actually learned it with me, but it's just part of their their own being, so to speak. Okay, I talked a lot.
No, that's amazing. I mean,
Sure.
right away, what resonated with me was hiring out and having someone else sort of be that middle person, because I know one of my daughters is really coachable and the other one does not want to be taught by mom and dad at all, but really great for others. So I think it's important where we realize where our skills and where our relationship can expand in this area instead of headbutting.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. For me as well. I mean, with my own daughters, just so many times I got upset in so many situations, and I wasn't able, though I had the system and everything and I've used with them many times, I would just tell them, will you please read this on your own? And it still plants a seed in there, and it still helps. And at times I would just be, after months and maybe even years, I would just hear something that I knew it was coming from something that they learned through this system. Yeah.
I think that really
Very
highlights
powerful.
Yeah, and a process, right? It's not like something
Exactly.
overnight. We develop skills with practice and with coaching and teaching. So can you share with us some tips or activities or something to help us on our journey? What are
Definitely. Yeah. Well, when I think of, obviously there's just so many things we could be talking about, and but when I think of probably something that would be the most important that we could use, and it's the foundation of a lot of what I teach, is positive self-talk. I know we can all relate to this, and obviously overcoming negative self-talk. And how do we do that? I want to teach like a very quick system. Everybody can do it. Everybody can learn it. We just need to practice it. Like I teach kids as young as 5. I usually work with a range 6 to 12 for boys, 6 to 16 for girls. But on occasion, I would work with a 5-year-old who would understand this. So, everybody can understand and practice this. This I want to say, we can say it's difficult. We can say it's hard, but it's so, so worth it. So when you think of negative self-talk, step number 1 is you need to become aware of it. You need to either, what I recommend is you keep a journal. of what you think. And you might say that, oh, I don't think of anything. It's not true. We always talk in our own mind to ourselves. So number one, become aware of this. Become aware of whose that voice is. And, without becoming too woo on you, but what is that voice saying? What is that voice saying? When you write it down, you might be like, a lot of times, many of my clients are like, oh, I had no idea what was happening. Because when we keep everything in our brain, we just go on cycles over and over again. We don't realize what we're doing. So number one, become aware of it. Once you become aware of it through an exercise like this, and with your child, you can even, sometimes they say it out loud, I'm dumb. I'm never going to be able to learn this. Sometimes we say it to ourselves in the mirror, or, just become aware of it. Don't just, it's a habit. It's a habit that we've been doing for so long, but it doesn't serve us. So become aware of it. Step number one. Step number two, once you became aware of it, know that there's a way you can stop it. And I teach kids to stop the negative self-talk in two ways. You can either use a stopping action, or you can use a stopping word. So you can just choose, and you choose and you use it. You just can choose to say, stop, and you put a name, stop right there, or no, we don't do that anymore. Anything that that immediately will stop that. Or for an action, sometimes we can just gently touch our heart. I'm doing that again. Just be detached and I'm being negative again. But don't become angry, and don't get this to be like a self beat up, because that's not going to help you as well either. So, or I can teach them to gently touch their ear, because a lot of time they say, I feel that when I'm with friends or at school, and I don't want somebody to just look at me and see me touching my heart and thinking I'm crazy. Kids have this. So whatever. Or if you have a necklace, right, a beautiful necklace that you have right there, Wendy, you would just gently touch it, oh, I'm having that negative thought again. You would just gently touch it. And with that, you basically just break the pattern. You just break the pattern of thinking, and then you can power shift. This is what we call it. Then you can change that thought to a positive thought. So if you tell yourself, I can't do this, I'm never going to be able to break through this, or a child who says, I'm so stupid, I will never understand this, gently touch that, or or the ear, or just say, oh, stop right there, no, or cancel. There's just lots of whatever works for you, so that you use it, and then immediately power shift, change it to something. I can at least try. You can say that at the beginning, because at the beginning you're not gonna want to say, but I'm smart. I know I'm smart and I can do it. Or, I've gone through some other very difficult situations. I'm gonna get through this as well. It might be difficult for you to say that because you don't believe it. But you can just say, at least I'll try. What if I try something different this time around? And just practice these 3 steps, right? Recognizing, or observing your negative self-talk, being aware, stop it with a phrase, or with an action, and 3 power shifts to a positive thought. And I tell you, I've been doing this for years, and I don't even go that anymore. I don't go there anymore to the negative. Like immediately your mind, your brain, you're just going to reprogram it, and it will send you to positive. And how amazing is that? How much energy and how much time you save, and how much more happier you are all the time.
Yeah, I think that's valuable for everyone, adults
Absolutely
included. And the earlier we can teach our children to take on tools and strategies to combat this, the better. And
yeah.
It's a practice. And I remember reading a statistic a while ago that the average woman especially thinks around 80,000 thoughts a day, and the majority of them are negative and cyclical. So you just repeat these patterns, and if we have a pattern interrupt, then we can start to shift our thinking into a more positive atmosphere and change actually our neurochemistry in our brain. So really, really easy and valuable tools. And that's just a glimpse of what Delia does. She has a beautiful and interactive Facebook group called, let me pull it back up, Raising Wise Kids and Teens, and the wise is capitalized. and a wonderful website that you can also visit, and I'll link those up for sure. From an oil side of it, because that's who we're talking to here, I have some oil suggestions that you guys can use when you're talking about self-confidence and communication and such. So I'll make 4 suggestions. The first one is lavender. So if you're working with your kids and teens on communication or yourself, you can use lavender as it's the oil of clear communication. A really great thing to do is just diffuse it during these hard conversations or apply it to your throat. And often we hold tension here when we're upset or we're trying to say something, we can't verbalize it. Lavender on the throat is going to help soothe that and help you communicate. Adaptive, that we all love for adapting to new situations or reducing overwhelm, stress, frustration. So adaptive is a great communication tool to help our young kids and ourselves adapt to stress and transition through activities or events in our life. Balance or grounding blend. If you're going to have a challenging conversation or you're trying to teach new tools, this on the bottom of the feet or the bottom of the big toe, very helpful to just ground the conversation, ground the person to be present for the learning or for the communication. And the last one I want to suggest isn't always available, but it's our beautiful roller, our captivating blend, because it helps with self-confidence, self-love. I'm just reading from the emotions book here. Feeling beautiful, capable, loved, soothed. So I love applying it to pulse points. So wrists, over the heart center, side of neck. So you can, that's the roll-on one, but everything else you could diffuse or apply. So those are just a few oils that will couple positive self-talk and communication if you are an oil user. So
that's amazing. I wanted to thank
yeah.
you for that. I learned quite a bit, and I will continue to follow in your group.
Yeah.
Because it's fascinating as well.
Yeah, when you are acting with the limbic system so quickly with the oils, and then you're programming tools like the ones you're talking about, it's such a beautiful blend, a powerful way to incorporate. So thank you for sharing your tips with us today. Is there anything else you wanted to share?
No, I just, I welcome everyone to join the group if they're interested. And I offer tools and resources in there for parents. And I want to thank you again for inviting me. And I guess we'll continue to see each other.
Sure. I love being a part of your group, and I think your tools are very valuable. So thank you for joining us today. Again, everyone, if you have questions, just post below this recording and we'll filter them back to Delia or join into her Facebook group, which I'll link up as well. Thanks so much.
Okay, bye.